Enus is a woman with no free time, often work alert, glued to her phone during family gatherings, and mentally unable to hold space for anything beyond career progress. Facing underestimation and ignorance upheld by patriarchal authority within the workplace, Enus is a woman who has learned to work twice as hard as her colleagues for half the reward. Her father, Winfried, a lonely man unable to ignore the disconnect between his daughter and himself, attempts to reconnect with Enus on his next visit by adopting an unconventional alter ego. This is Maren Ade's Oscar-nominated comedy drama Toni Erdmann, the title referring to Winfried's absurd alter ego who manages to schmooze his way through Enus's professional inner circles with a natural penchant for bullshitting while wearing prominently false teeth. The film embraces a grounded observational humour, unashamed of the comedy inherent within parental embarrassment, tinging its sense of humour with underlying pain, longing, and sadness over the loss of what once was within Enus's and Winfried's family dynamic. Toni Erdmann is a film that considers whether it's natural for people, once close together, to eventually drift apart, especially in a world that expects half the population to work twice as hard. With his close relationship with his dog and his mother, Winfried is somebody who appreciates, certainly depends on, connections. Enus doesn't depend on intimate connections to family, but she's come to learn how to depend on herself within a patriarchal-led business world, where more is expected of women reaching for positions of power. These moments of sexist patronisation are especially reaffirmed when Winfried, unqualified in the fields Enus works in, adopts his Toni Erdmann persona and impresses Enus's colleagues and bosses by socialising with his goofball charm. In these moments, Toni Erdmann manages to network within a few minutes what Enus has been struggling to do for much longer. This is Maren Ade's film demonstrating the inherently patriarchal system where unqualified men can thrive and succeed, where qualified women are often expected to provide more, demonstrating a reasoning as to why Enus is so often occupied by her work, even when she's given a superficial role such as shopping with the CEO's wife, needing to prove her worth doubly. To emphasise the tension and opposition between this father and daughter dynamic, the film demonstrates a key moment when Winfried questions if Enus is happy, and she counter-argues, critical of her father's lack of ambition. The two characters serve as a drastic contrast to each other, and yet both would benefit from understanding the opposite's position. Winfried is lonely, but may become less so if he understood how to not rely on others so extensively, and Enus would be happier if she appreciated the moments she had with her loved ones while they're still here. Time is finite after all. Both characters are flawed, and neither is innocent in allowing this divide to drift further apart. Family connections require a two-way street. Enus may be preoccupied with work, her schedule packed, and her anxiety through the roof over minor errors such as missing a morning alarm, yet Enus also asks why her father doesn't call more, especially after his dog dies. Both characters seem to expect what the other will do or say without personal contact. But truly, you never completely know where someone stands emotionally until you try reaching out. Some of the tensions between these characters could be resolved if they simply opened up more often. But that within itself is a challenge, a self-imposed barrier that both characters need to overcome without the disconnection emphasised by workplace expectations or a silly businessman persona. In conclusion, Maren Ade's Toni Erdmann is a great example of comedy being utilised to develop the nuanced depths of a family division and the difficulties in repairing it, examining the reasonings that led to the rift widening, making the viewer consider that, if we come from a loving family, biological, adoptive, or chosen, we should aim to reconnect with those who matter the most to us while they're still here. Toni Erdmann is the cinematic encouragement to go call your loved ones and tell them what they mean to you. A special thank you to my incredible tier Patreon supporter Gil and my super tier Patreon supporter Spaldzilla.